Adult content is called the modern drug for good reason, and it's one that has engulfed society like no other drug in history. The scale of the adult content problem spans the entire world, and it targets the same areas of the brain as cocaine and meth. Imagine a society where everyone was hooked to narcotics, and you'll see why it is more pertinent than ever before to have a serious dialogue about the scourge of online adult content. I was speaking to a close friend recently about quitting this modern drug and taking proper stock of our lives. He responded that adult content was simply adult entertainment that served as an escape, just like Netflix and video games. I couldn't come to terms with the callousness and complacency of the statement. Do you know the greatest problem with adult entertainment? It is rarely ever first discovered as an adult. I'm sure anyone young enough can remember their first encounter with adult content. I certainly do, and it wasn't when I was a mature adult, but just a young boy at 13. Imagine that, living in a world where little children have one-touch access to a barrage of hardcore adult content that scars their minds and rewires their mentality about mating and women for life. I believe it is more important than ever before to have a serious discussion of the adult content problem and understand the massively detrimental effect it has on men and their journey to becoming competent masculine figures with disciplined and fulfilling lives. If you're someone who's hooked on this modern drug and want to break free of it, listen on and follow these 5 steps to curate an adult content-free life and truly become a high-value man. Become conscious of every trigger around you. Next time you feel yourself slipping into your adult content habit, snap your fingers and turn your mind on. Mark the events leading you down this path from the first trigger and study your own behavior. Did you just see an Instagram model while scrolling? Did you come across a steamy advert? Were you just home alone and bored? Are you stressed and simply want to relieve yourself? Most people fall into a lower state of consciousness when pursuing impulsive pleasure and just slide into what gives it to them without thinking about it. This is the first spell you need to break. The trigger is just the first in a chain of events that makes you spend hours scrolling through adult content websites and wasting your time, energy, and seed in the process. When you've identified what draws your mind towards it, root out that first trigger from your life. Most times, you may find yourself sitting alone in the corner of your room and realize everyone is in the other room. You may look at your browser and be tempted to type the name of your favorite website. This is the time to jolt yourself and realize that you're doing again what you promised you wouldn't. Get up and go sit around other people and talk, instead of sulking in a corner or depleting your life force needlessly. When you've broken the first trigger, congratulate yourself for having the discipline to carry through. Over time, you will find greater fulfillment in this feeling of accomplishment and overcoming temptation than watching adult content can ever give you. Find a replacement activity you enjoy. It is often the case that men devolve into this lowly lustful gratification because they don't have anything better to do. Their lives have not much else that can give them the dopamine hit they get from watching adult content. If this sounds like you, there is a wider approach you need to take. Remember, your mind collapses into fulfilling biological imperatives if there is nothing more important pulling it to a higher realm. That's just human nature. What you must do is find something to replace the adult content habit that can fill that void in your life. I suggest men take up sports or join the gym. These are some of the best ways to release energy and find an outlet for the instinct of aggression and competition. You can try stretching your mind intellectually and indulge in activities that force your mind to expand and wrap around complex topics. This has the added benefit of broadening your view of life and giving you more reasons to quit adult content. You can even volunteer or get another job you enjoy to fill the time you have on the weekends. All of these are suggestions, but it is ultimately up to you as an individual to understand where you go wrong and how you can set it straight. Understand that there is no one coming to help you get rid of a habit as embarrassing and private as adult content, and it ultimately falls upon you as the last person who can help yourself quit it. Read up about how detrimental adult content truly is. There are people I see playing down the harmful impact of adult content. There are arguments I see that don't make sense and aren't applicable, yet give men enough reason to rationalize their self-destructive behavior and carry on watching endless hours of adult content. This is a form of self-delusion that I believe holds back many men from truly being aware of the impact of this behavior. If this is you, Perhaps you need to read up about the detriments of widespread online adult content and its serving as the obstacle between you and the man you could potentially be. Don't remain complacent. Instead, allow yourself to be jolted into taking action against your addiction by truly understanding the deep biological and evolutionary reason why it's breaking you down as a man. Make it as inaccessible as possible. The first step to ridding yourself of any drug is to create as large a distance from it as humanly possible. Do you know why drugs are seized and destroyed by anti-narcotics forces, despite the fact there is widespread public pressure in education and society to stop people from taking them? It's simple. If you want to create a distance between people and something that harms them, you need to do it from both ends. It is not enough to simply tell people how bad drugs are and then make them easily available across the street. Humans are innately susceptible to temptation, and this is a fact about your nature you must come to terms with. If adult content is easily accessible at the click of a button, it is more likely that you will fall into that trap in a moment of weakness. You need to curate a life that is as far removed from adult content as possible. Unfollow provocative Instagram pages, delete apps that help you access adult content, install blockers, and use online tools that help you keep track of your browsing patterns. This is the only way you can ensure that you are as far away from the world of online adult content as possible. Find an actual partner and have a fulfilling relationship. Adult content is a habit that occupies a vacuum in your life. Identify that void and fill it with something more fulfilling and productive. Adult content operates like a vicious cycle. It renders you incapable of finding a partner in real life and makes you more dependent on it as an easy escape and gratification. Men hooked to it find themselves in a difficult predicament, unable to charm and seduce women on their own after having their personalities and confidence decimated by this lowly addictive habit. This is the cycle you must break by searching for lustful gratification from a real girl you love instead of petty pixels on a screen. Go out into the real world, date women, have fulfilling relationships, and gratify your biological and emotional urges the right way. You will realize that doing so leaves no room for adult content in your life, because you have something much greater in the form of an actual partner that brings out the best in you. Following these 5 steps will delink you from the endless barrage of online adult content and reset your dopaminergic systems to allow you to feel joy and happiness in real life and relationships. If you're a man on a quest to better yourself and ascend into a higher realm of masculine energy, killing your adult content addiction is indispensable as a discipline you must inculcate in your life. If this sounds interesting, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Let the YouTube algorithm know the kind of masculine wisdom modern men are searching for. See you in the next video.